whatever I've learned from our mentor on Saturday session. So I'll be sharing my learning. So actually, Saturday session was all about our growth, and the topic was 8 assumptions which are very fatal for our. See, we as a human being, we keep on making assumptions, and we assume a lot of things, and those are not only fatal for our growth, they are also fatal in our communication, in our career, in our relationships, almost every aspect of life, in our social world. So yesterday's session, Vijay sir has started with giving this key assumptions basically, derail almost everything in our life. Yeah, because and we as a human being, it comes very natural to us. We assume a lot of things based on our knowledge, based on our perspective, and we don't realize whatever we are assuming that might be from our perspective. So similarly, when we talk about personal growth, there are a lot of assumptions which hamper our personal growth. So to start with, the first is we assume personal growth will happen automatically. Uh, from where we started assuming this. So this assumption basically started from the fact that since we were born, we kept on growing in size, we kept on growing in our awareness. And this thing we carried on in our adulthood also, ki our growth is automatic. It will happen automatically. But anything which is wanted, which we need, which is good, which gives us some returns in life, that never grows automatically. What grows automatically? Weeds grow automatically, nails grow automatically, your probably belly will grow automatically, your you'll be aging automatically. Okay, but anything which gives you return, like crops, you need to be very intentional. You need to put a lot of hard work to get the crops cultivated and reap it. Similarly, it is in the personal growth also. Personal growth will never happen automatically. You need to put effort for it always. And at times, this effort is humongous, and it is a lifelong effort. It can You can never say in personal. It feels a personal growth. Of course, I've arrived. You never arrive in personal growth. It is a continuous process, continuous journey, which you keep on undertaking. Yes, there will be a lot of destinations you will be getting in between. Those are destinations. Those are part of journey, but that is not a journey as such. So that was the first part what he covered. The second he covered, people basically get into a knowledge assumptions as such. We at times assume we know this, we don't know this. So there always a gap exists, which is known as the knowledge gap, and we need to be very sure what we need to learn, in which field we need to develop ourselves. For example, say uh, you want to grow yourself so that you can become uh, probably say a VP of your company or something else. So we need to go find out to become a VP of your company, which part of our life I need to grow. Okay, and what is the gap which is there? Then you focus on that particular part first, or say someone had asked a question. In fact, is if I focus on one part at a time, what will happen to my other parts? In fact, if you remember last session, I discussed with you the wheel of life. I'll just share if it is available. No, just give me one second. I'll share with you the wheel of life also, so that no, the question becomes very clear what the question was asked by the person. So Vijay was saying you need to decide which field of your life you need to grow, and you put your energy accordingly. Say you want to grow in your career, you put all your focus here for next 3, 4, 5 months, so that this becomes stable. or this reaches, this comes on a growth path, it comes in momentum, so that you basically, it grows. Now you are in a habit, you know what to do to grow your career, you are in a path which is now on a autopilot mode. Then you go to some other path, say you want a fun and recreation, then you work on this. Yeah, because this is anyway in a auto mode, then you go on for fun and recreation. So that way, he says ki once at a time you focus on one thing. So if there is a knowledge gap, you need to fix that gap. So if we need to acquire certain skills, so we need to work on acquiring those skills. If we need to acquire soft skills, we need to work on acquiring those soft skills. Then you had assumptions growth, automatic growth assumption. Then we had the assumption on knowledge, कि बस knowledge का assumption होता है कि हमें क्या करना है, कैसे करना है. Then there is the assumption that this is not the right time. This probably is not the right time. We all have a habit of no कि यार ये ना छोड़ो आज नहीं कल करते, या फिर हम कहेंगे यार ये तो ना ये साल बड़ा बिजी जा रहा है, तो probably we will take our personal growth next year. या फिर हम बोलेंगे कि यार इस साल probably we have a financial glitch, so next year जब increment होगा फिर देखते हैं. Actually, he did a good survey, and in that survey, it came to around 90% people agreed either they were more busier this year than last year, or their expenses increases year after year. So BSS, I mean, you cannot wait for timing. If you have to start on your growth, you have to start today. I mean, there's a Chinese proverb that the best time to plant a tree was either 20 years back or it is today. So it is the same way. We need to start our journey immediately. We cannot, no. Once you start procrastinating it, then it will keep on procrastinating and it will never start. Then the fourth gap, what which I told about, we assume we should not make mistakes. Making mistake is basically a sin, and we should not make any mistake in our life. So that is the assumption which is grossly wrong. Why? Because whenever we are going to do anything for the first time, we'll be obviously making mistakes. Obviously, I mean, that is very obvious, and there is no one in this world who has achieved something great without making mistakes. So, no, when we get into this assumption, then we get into a failure circle also if we don't see mistakes or failure in the proper perspective. So he has shown a diagram, in fact. I'll show you the diagram. This is a fear cycle. The fear cycle, how it goes. First, you attempt something. If you are trying something, obviously there is no guarantee of success in anything you do. So you have done something, you have taken a step. More or less, you will fail. Nobody succeeds in the first attempt, so you will fail. The moment you fail, there will be a lot of intelligent, a lot of wise people will come and say कि मुझे पता था ये नहीं हो सकता. You are only trying. It is not very practical. ये हमें पता था नहीं हो सकता यार, नहीं कर पाओगे. This doesn't work. So a lot of people will come with a lot of advices and criticism. Now, these advices and criticism basically create the fear within you, and you will start thinking. I mean, it will only happen in two ways. The action of this criticism will take two ways. Either you get inspired कि नहीं यार ये लोग को बोलने दो, I'll carry whatever I'm doing. That is, if that is your attitude, if you can reach that, is all the best, and that is the best thing to do. If that doesn't happen, then the criticism will create a fear inside, and you will start exaggerating the effect of this fear or this failure, basically, where you failed. Then you get into doubt and dilemma. कि यार मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, नहीं कर सकता हूँ, उसने तो सही बोला था कि ये दिस नॉट डुएबल, ठीक है. So you get into doubt and dilemma which amplifies your fear. And our mind is really, really very good instrument. It keeps on collecting the evidences, and it will collect those evidence which you believe. If you believe you cannot do anything, it will give you 1,000 evidence of that, because see, you cannot do this thing. But if you believe you can do this thing, then it will give thousands of evidence, because in this scenario you had done this. So you will be able to complete this now also. So your evidence collection happens. Now, which way this evidence collection goes, that will decide either you quit and you become a confirmed failure, or you learn, you gain the acquired skill, and you re-enter the game again. So you again start attempting. Okay, one thing more about BS is कि boss, personal growth never comes without any investment. You need to invest your time. Probably you need to invest money. The reason is कि though there are lot of information available over the internet, but when you get into dilemma, when you get into a situation where you don't, you have failed, you are feeling helpless, anyone is coming and starting criticizing you, you need someone who can pull you up. So you can have mastermind alliance, where you are associated with people who have growth mindset, who know personal growth is difficult, and who are there to help you. You can have a mentor, you can have a coach. Okay. And it is always said that your salary is always the average of the 6 people with whom you hang around. Or if you want to be an entrepreneur, hang around with 5 entrepreneurs and you will become one. Or it is said that when you want to soar high in the sky like eagle, you should not hang around with turkeys. So power of association is also there. Then the investment wise, we should invest at least 10% of our annual income on our personal growth, which can propel us to earn a lot more. Because nothing comes free, of course. There are no free lunches in this world. फ्री में सिर्फ वीड्स ग्रो होंगे, फ्री में आपके नेल्स ग्रो होंगे, फ्री में पॉट वैली होगी, यही सब फ्री में होगा. फ्री में आप को कुछ भी वर्थवाइल नहीं मिलेगा. So that was all from yesterday's session. And in fact, I just wanted to inform you about our Ascend Your Potential program, which has been started under the umbrella of Peak Impact Mentorship. In this program, there are two parts. One is you get access to weekly coaching of Mr. Vijay, which happens on every Saturday, 9 to 10:30 p.m., in which there is a half an hour question and answer session, and that becomes the crux of entire thing. Whatever you learn in entire session of around 45 minutes, more than that you learn in that question answer session, because that is a practical thing. A lot of people come and ask the difficulties they are facing in the career, difficulties they are facing in the family, difficulty they are facing in their life, and Vijay basically gives those answers. So we see practicality there. And the second is a personal growth club. In this personal growth club, you are assisted in two things. First is you are assisted on no I mean, basically there is a list of 5 books which has been prescribed by Vijay, which is very important for us to master in order to have a successful life, in order to have a successful relationship, in order to have a successful career. So those 5 books, basically our coaches, they help us to read those books. They help us to make other people understand what we have read. So we get a flavor of public speaking as well. We get a flavor of reading and enriching ourselves by reading those books, reading those chapters, and these are really good books. And we get entry to a private Facebook group where all growth like-minded people would be there. So you will get an association. And the charges for all this is 1,250 per month. It is not a great amount also. The only thing is these charges basically separate the people who are non-serious. Because people would spend money here, there, you're going to movie, going for lunch, they spend 1,000 rupees even a day. And when it comes to personal growth, a lot of people even think investing 100 rupees. So we don't want those kind of people who who are not really interested in their personal growth. So that is why this cost is there. Apart from that, from 15th of August, Vijay sir is going to start effective communication workshop, and he also runs the workshop on leadership, workshop on relationships. So if you need help in any of these areas, you let us know. I'll connect you to the concerned person. So if you need any kind of clarification, kindly feel free to connect to me. You can write me in a direct chat, or you can comment below the post also. I'll reply to your message. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll meet again on Friday with some topic, which I'll be learning. I'll be sharing what I've learned from there. Thank you. Thanks a lot.